Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to GST's YQMA. We hit episode number 48 today, and we talk about the basics of building up a GST squat day. If you don't know, GST's squat day is a quad-dominant lower body day focused on building up the strength of your squat and working those accessory movements to the squat. All right, now I wanted to bring up this day. This idea came to me after a question from a potential GST user, and they really wanted to know more about the program. They wanted a bit of a general outline of the program, and I gave that to them. And I also just got back from my own GST squat day, so I thought it was only right. My quads are still pumped. I can feel my glutes pumped as well. It was only right to talk about GST squat day right now. Now, when building your own GST squat day, the thing you want to realize is that your first lift, it needs to be compound, and it needs to be a squat variation. If you can't squat due to some type of injury or any other reason, what you need to do is you need to do some type of other compound movement, some type of leg press variation. And that is generally the way to go, because usually people can't squat due to a lower back problem. And the leg press really helps to take stress off the lower back, but it still gives you that near squat mimicking biomechanical motion. And so that's what you need to do if you can't squat. Otherwise, like I said, pick a squat variation that you love, a high bar squat, a low bar squat, or a front squat. Now that's going to be your very first lift. If you already know GST, then you know that your first lift of each day, that's called a core lift. And that lift is based on building strength steadily over a long period of time. So each month, you're building up your strength a slight amount, and then you're resetting, and then your next month, you're building up strength a slight amount, and that cycle continues. That is the focus of each GST core lift. And as you know, along with strength comes the ability to move more weight, pump out more volume over time, and as a result, along with that strength comes size. So what you're going to see are benefits in strength with the overall core lifts, in this case, your favorite squat variation. And as a result, you're also going to see gains in size in the muscles that you use during that squat, predominantly the quads and glutes. So once you've finished up your squat work, what you need to do is you need to still focus on compound movements. With GST programming, it's primarily compound based, and then isolation movements get tacked on towards the middle or the end of each workout, because isolation movements do have value, and I would be a fool if I didn't realize that. And so everybody's programming is a mixture of compound and isolation movements with a more focused effort on those compound movements, just because they are prioritized and they come earlier in everybody's training sessions each day. So when you're moving to your second lift of GST squat day, what you want to think about is, how can I continue to hit my lower body squatting musculature, and how can I do that in a compound fashion? So what I'll have a lot of people do is some unilateral leg work, and that's going to be in the form of single-legged leg press, Bulgarian split squats, any lunge variation, or step-ups. Those are all excellent unilateral leg compound movements that focus again primarily on the quads and the glutes, with the hamstrings as a dynamic stabilizer or a muscle group that's targeted secondarily. Your prime movers in these squatting motions are quads and glutes. So I want to get that straight. And I actually bring this point up in a previous GST YQMA, and I'm actually going to link that video in the description box below, because I think that's important for people to understand. Now, once you've moved through your first GST squat day supplement lift, that's going to be supplement lift number 1. It's a compound movement. It doesn't have to be a unilateral movement. It can be a leg press or another squat variation, by the way. But preferably for me, I like to see a unilateral leg movement coming up sometime in your GST squat day. Now, if you really want to continue trashing those legs, which a lot of people do, and you want to hold off on your isolations until a little bit later in the training session, now you actually enter into another lower body compound movement. This is where things start to get really tough because you've already done your heavier squatting, and that includes an AMRAP set. So that's a set to failure that is definitely exhausting and fatiguing. Then you've gone through another compound movement, and that's going to range anywhere from 5 rep sets to 20 rep sets, just depending on which GST supplement scheme you're using at the time. Now, you can see how you've had a lot of volume already used up. You've performed a ton of volume already, and now you're just going to really have to mentally get down in the trenches and keep it together for another compound movement for those that really want to go after lower body growth. Again, I suggest leg presses, front squats, back squats, low bar squats, lunges, single-legged leg press, Bulgarian split squats, or step-ups. Now those are all, again, compound movements. And just depending on how you structure your day, you might have 2 unilateral supplement lifts, you might have 1 unilateral and 1 bilateral supplement lift. So it's really about your preferences, and these exercise choices change over time. So it's not like you have to make a choice and commit to it for the rest of your life. Every few months, you can feel free to move around and change around your exercise choices. So I want that to be known as well. Now, if you take that route, then you move through that second compound lift. Now, the next thing you do is you move into an isolation lift. Since squat day is quad dominant, what you want to do is you want to hop on that leg extension machine. You can do these single-legged, or you can do them 2 legs at a time. And what that's going to do is it's really going to tax those quads only. You should definitely be able to feel your quads working. Typically, leg extensions are associated with a lot of lactic acid buildup and a lot of burn that you can really feel. And so that's going to really help you allow to improve that mind-muscle connection with those quads, just because it's so easy to feel them working, and you can really mentally zone in on that working muscle group with every set. So after this, you have succeeded in really taxing your body from the waist down and the knee up. So you've really hit the quads, you've really hit the glutes, you've got some secondary hamstring work in, and now it's up to you on whether you want to hit your calves. If you want to hit your calves, go ahead and do some calf work. Seated calf raises, donkey calf raises, standing calf raises, or leg press calf raises. These are all quality calf movements. What I generally recommend, if you want to hit your calves hard, hit them twice per week minimally. And what you can do is you can do a seated calf raise on one day just to hit those lower calf muscles, those soleus muscles. And then on the other training day, you can hit a straight-legged calf raise, which is going to be a leg press calf raise, a standing calf raise, and really a donkey calf raise as well. Now those straight-legged calf raises, they're going to hit those larger upper calf muscles, those gastrocnemius muscles. So it's important to not forget about the different calf muscles. Hit the lower and hit the upper. Depending on your degree of ab work that you have in your GST programming, some people like to do ab work paired with their upper body days, and some people don't. Some people just don't have time on those upper body days because their other exercises take up a lot of their time. If you want to tack on your ab work to the end of your squat training day, this is where you do it. So what I suggest is either a plank motion, a crunch or sit-up motion, or a leg raise motion. To me, ab work is complete if you have those 3 motions built into your programming, or at least 2 out of the 3. And like I said, you can change up your ab movements from time to time. You don't want to change them up every month, but you can change them up every 2 to 3 months if you wish. And so you don't always have to have a plank motion in there, but you want to rotate it in. You don't always have to have a leg raise motion in there, but it's something that you want to rotate in over time. And that's just going to make sure that things are well-rounded. This is a general training principle, and you can use it for working any muscle of your body. As you can obviously tell, the goal of GST Squat Day is to really trash the quads and the glutes. It's to get the hamstrings involved, but not focus on them primarily. Now, it's also geared at hitting the calves because those are a key lower body muscle for symmetry, and nobody wants to have, you know, bulging quads, strong glutes, great hamstrings, but no calves. So to be well-rounded and balanced, hit your calves, smoke your quads, and hit your glutes hard on GST Squat Day. So that's really what this training day is all about. Like I said, even standing here right now, I'm moving around a lot because it's tough to stand right now. I went through low bar barbell back squats today. Then I went into a lunge variation, and then I went into a leg press variation. It was a deep leg press, bringing my knees all the way back to my shoulders with only a medium width stance. So I was really taxing those quads. And then I moved right into calf raises on the leg press machine. And then for me, I like to actually hit my rear delts on my lower body days, just because I like to throw it in there. It's a low energy movement and it's a good time for me to drop them in. So I did some bent over rear dumbbell flies. So in a big old nutshell, that's what GST Squat Day is really all about. If you have any questions on building your own squat day, let me know. You can email me directly at ryan@growthstimulustraining.com. Text me basic questions about squat day to 919-671-8585. Reach me on Facebook under Ryan Smith Miller, or comment below on this YouTube video. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. It's Friday. We all love Friday. Make sure that you do something fun tonight. Keep your nutrition in check, but make it fun. And enjoy your weekend, guys. I'll be back Monday with more information for you from my brain right into yours. Thank you. I appreciate the views.